Baruch Levi B here from Soul Centered. Soul Centered is a spiritual center for healing, and that's what I'm talking about today. This is sort of part two. I began the conversation in the last video around healing through chaos, because the month of October at Soul Centered we've devoted to healing through chaos. And our podcast, Ariella and my podcast, is on healing through chaos. The blog, by the time you're watching this, came out on healing through chaos, and this. Last video I talked about starting with just accepting that chaos is messy, right? Life is messy in general. Chaos in particular is messy. Chaos can be anything, but I define them as life's T's. I work with people at life's T's. When you come to that T or that crossroads, and it's a transition, a test, a trial, a trauma, a tragedy, sometimes it's massive, sometimes it's manageable, but it's still a chaotic disruption to your life. And by definition, chaos is unknown. That's what makes it chaos. We just don't know. We don't know where we're going. We don't know how to get through it. We don't have rules to this particular road. And so we tend to react through fight, flight, or freeze. And those can be very sophisticated, but more often than not, when we're at the crisis crossroads, the chaotic crossroads, and we don't know what to do, we either return or resort to what we know, or we fight, we push through, we forge ahead, or we just freeze. And there's a better way. I'm a logotherapist, a meaning-centered guide therapist based on the work of Dr. Viktor Frankl, and logotherapy is built around the shift from living the life of reaction to living a life of responding. Able to respond. And at the crisis crossroads, when you're in chaos, whatever it might be, you got to fight against your base nature, and you have to become conscious and intentional about how to respond to the situation. So one of the responses that I offer people that I work with, I'm offering you now, is the response of not allowing it to turn your world upside down and question every single absolute piece of who you are, of your identity, of your world, because that's what chaos does. And we start to doubt. Doubt is the enemy at the crossroads. When we start doubting ourselves, we start doubting our partner, our friends, our family, our worth, our creator, whatever it is. Doubt is a corrosive element. It creeps into your life, and it just starts corroding like rust. Rust doesn't just go away on your car. Rust needs to be dealt with. It needs to be stopped in its tracks, and so does doubt. And so the chaos causes you to doubt. So one of the antidotes, or the responses that I turn to in my life, based on Kabbalah in this situation, is truth. Emet is the Hebrew word for truth. And I love this word. Emet in the Hebrew alphabet is the first letter of the alphabet. If you know a little Hebrew, it's Aleph. The middle letter, exact middle, is Mem, and the final letter is Taf, and that spells Emet. And the mystics teach that that's because Emet, truth, is balanced. It's solid. There's a continuity to it, right? The first, the middle, the end. By the way, each of those letters in the traditional Hebrew has 2 feet that it stands on. Some letters have 1 foot, like the Hebrew word sheker, which means lie or falsehood. That's written with 1 pointed letters, and they're all clumped at the end of the Hebrew alphabet. Neither here nor there, but the words represent a reality, and falsehood is flimsy, and it doesn't stand up, which is why when you tell a lie, then you got to tell another lie to another person, another lie to another person. How do you make the lie go away? How do you make the complexity go away? I have teenagers. I teach them this almost every day. Tell the truth, because truth has an expansive quality. You don't have to invent stories to remember the previous version of the truth, because the truth is the truth is the truth. I hate to break the politically correct bubble and be politically incorrect, but I'm going to do it. 2 + 2 = 4. It's not subjective. It doesn't matter if I like it or if I don't. There is no social, economic, political extenuating circumstances that factor into 2 plus 2 equals 4. It was, it is, it will always be. That's the beauty of math. And that's the beauty of spiritual math at the crisis crossroads, because you come to one of these chaotic moments. Let's take a divorce, because I'm working with a lot of people right now in divorce or on the other side of divorce. Divorce rocks your world. It causes everything to go upside down. What you believe to be true, is it true? Maybe it was true. Maybe it's not true. Doubt starts creeping in. So get true. And for instance, one person I'm working with, as hard as it is for them, because it's a tumultuous and ugly divorce, is to find something that was true about their feelings, their love for their now ex-wife. Find something that's true, that's good, true that was her, that is her, that will always be her. Yeah, the chaos of the moment is turning her world upside down, causing her to act in ways that are falsehoods, causing him to be in chaos and acting ways that are falsehoods. So finding a truth about her and about their relationship together and about who he is. And we're building a foundation of bricks of truth in his life, and he's rebuilding his life, because otherwise he's just going to go to the falsehoods. He's going to go to the half-truths and the outright lies, and his world, as I've seen it with people who go through divorce, gets smaller and smaller and more constricted. And ultimately, that's a pathway to hell. So how do you find your way through the chaos in your life? Maybe it's the death of a loved one. Maybe it's the loss of a profession, a job. Is to stand guard against the doubt that creeps in, the chaos that overwhelms, and start finding a truth. Your emet, your truth, your North Star, because it can become a guiding light. I know for me, in my professional life, there were a few years after I retired from the pulpit, from being a congregational rabbi, that I just couldn't find my rhythm, find my direction. I was challenged. I went through a personal, professional crisis of faith, midlife crisis. And it just took me some time to get back to what is my truth that was true when I was a pulpit rabbi, that was true at the time when I certainly wasn't, that is true now at this juncture in my professional life. And that hasn't changed. And there are a few things for me. My North Star. What's your North Star? What's your 2 plus 2 equals 4 absolute, was, is, will always be true? Find that in yourself, in your life, as a pathway to get through your crisis crossroads, to get through your life's T's. As an aside, I have a program that you can download that's built for this. It's called Choose Your Own Way. You can get it on our website under the multimedia DIY programs. It'll help you navigate, but whatever you're going through, whatever you're facing, no matter how chaotic it is, you can find your way by finding your North Star, by returning to what is true in your life and in you. Until the next time, Baruch Levi Bi, Shalom, Salam, Namaste, peace.